Hi guys, I am cleaning out my grow tent today, and I thought I would take this opportunity to do a kind of 2-for-1 video. One, to show a more comprehensive look at this grow tent for those of you who have asked, and two, just to kind of show you what I do when my grow tent has an issue. So I've had plants that have just been tossed in this upstairs grow tent where I haven't been able to check on them hardly at all. You know, every month or so, every 3 weeks or month, my husband will say, honey, I went up and watered that stuff. And I say, thank you. And so anyways, it hasn't really been, had a lot of TLC. We'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so I was able to come up, felt well enough to come up and check on these guys, and I saw a few mealy bugs. And so, since I am getting ready to put more lights in this tent and put all of my plants that are typically in windowsills into the grow tent, because they are starting to stretch out because 'tis the season, it's January here, and they're just not getting enough light in the windows anymore here in northern Idaho. And before I poke all of my beautiful plants in here, I want to make sure there's no mealy bugs crawling around, or at least hopefully not. And so I am cleaning the whole thing out. So we'll start with the brand. I'll just do a little tent thing here, and this video is going to be spliced together of befores and afters and durings because I can't show you while I do this. It's just too difficult. Anyways, as you can see, this is a Grow Den Indoor Greenhouse Solutions, and it has a really nice sturdy zipper. We have inside of it, so of course this is just the tent. It does not come with the rack when you buy it. This is a just nice metal, really heavy duty wire rack that you can get from like Costco or Sam's Club here in the US if you live where there is one of those, and it works well for me, and it's really, really sturdy. So as far as the grow tent, as you can see, it's lined with this foil type material. I'm going to turn the grow lights here off for a minute just because of the red hue. It kind of gives everything a red glow. And that really, really helps reflect the light. My grow tent downstairs requires way, way more light and way closer to the plants than this tent does, just because of the reflective material, which is awesome. It has vents, which are great. They close from the inside. They have a little drawstring on the inside and outside. So you can put a pipe through, you can do whatever you want, but most importantly, it allows air circulation, which for succulents is a really big deal. So it has quite a few of these. It has one large one at the top on both sides, a small one up in the top corner, which is more for cords, feeding cords through for your lights. It has a large vent, but you know, if you're not using it for cords, you can always leave it open for just a little extra airflow. A large one up at the top, and then none really in the middle along the sides. But then down at the bottom, we have another large one here, another small port for cords, and another large one on this side also. And then here, I'm not actually sure. I'm not sure what this is. I believe this is a screen, and so you can open a flap in the back and it doesn't make an entire hole going out like these where you can reach through, but it's a screen, so it wouldn't let bugs or other things in if this happened to be, you know, in a garage or something and you wanted some airflow, but you didn't want to open it up like that, which is really nice. So as you can see, gotta catch my breath here. As you can see, I have the grow lights up on the top. These guys are needing to move down and hang a little bit closer to the plants because some of them are needing a bit more light even in the grow tent, which I expected. These particular grow lights are not very strong. These are LEDs, and they're not super strong. I'm not overly impressed with them as compared to some of the others that I've shown. However, in this tent with all of the reflective material interspersed in, they do just fine. So I have about 4 other grow lights that are going to go on this next rack here. I only had 2 racks worth of plants, and then I had some really tall plants on this last year, and I don't have so many tall ones this year. I've kind of chopped them off and scooted them down, so I'm going to hang the lights down a little bit lower because they're too far off of this bottom rack. So what do I do when I find out that there are mealy bugs in a grow tent? First thing I did, as you can see, is take all the plants out. They're all going to get closely inspected and looked over, and some of them need repotting anyways, so it's a good time to do that. Second, I vacuum out any loose leaves, debris, anything that's fallen off the plants that could be harboring eggs or little buggies, any spider web kind of looking things. They can attract just a couple mealy bugs, and then before you know it, they can reproduce. And then after that, what I'm going to do is actually dust the bottom with a duster with diatomaceous earth. And I'm actually going to dust all of the racks too, just to make sure none of the bugs are, up under here or just in little cracks and crevices. I really, really don't want to deal with a mealybug infestation. So this is my kind of preventative thing. It does make a big mess if all of my plants were in here, and it's not something I would typically use in a grow tent on plants for mealybugs because it's just too messy for me. But when all of the plants are out to dust the tent, I don't mind there being some dust in the bottom for me to vacuum out later, or to catch any wandering bugs that happen to come on at any other time. So that's what I am about to do next, and work on getting all of my lights in a row and the trays back on. And so I will catch you in a little bit when I am a little further along. Sleepy? Yeah? Oh, poor baby. It's hard work moving plants, huh? Yeah. And the other munchkin insists she needs to be in the video too. Miss Polly, what are we doing? Huh? Yeah? Is brother sleeping in the box? Yeah. Alrighty, so now I have the bottom dusted, as you can see, the white dust here with some diatomaceous earth, and the racks and everything are dusted. And I hung up all of these lovely lights here on this shelf. And then up here, these are weaker, like I was saying, and they actually don't have hangers on top, which was one of the drawbacks that I forgot about. I knew I wasn't going to order this brand again, but I got these. I have mentioned in another video that I got a few off of the Wish app, and they come from China and they take about a month, but they were only, $16 or $20, and I thought, well, I will give them a try, because if they happen to be good, great. If not, it's not a lot of money wasted, and they're good enough, to manage, but not as great as these other lights that I am loving. Which, this is the new light that I did a review on that the company sent me to try out, but I haven't had it on plants yet, so that's what I'm doing now. And then these two lights, I've done a little review on those. I've bought them several times. I have about 8, I believe, and I love them. But then these are up here, and so I'm having one on the side here to give some more light this way, and then on the top, because there's no real way for me to hang them down farther, as neither one of these have lights, so hooks, sorry. So my plan was to put 3 across the top here, just like here. But I'm gonna try it this way with the 2 kind of haphazard like they are, and the one coming from the side and with this reflective material, and then all of these lights down below reflecting. I think it actually may be enough, because none of the plants up here with just these 2 lights were etiolating, so that's great. The plants that were needing more light and that were starting to etiolate were the ones down here where this gap is so big. It's, I don't know, 2.5 foot, I guess, probably on this shelf. But I have pruned all of my tall guys down, so nobody is needing this much height right now. And so what I am actually going to try to do is jam pack everybody in these top 2 shelves. I would rather plants kind of crowded in with a lot of light than kind of spread out with more light. And so I'm gonna see if I can fit everybody. That's probably a dream, that's crazy, but I'm gonna try, because I do have the downstairs tent that's full, and might even have a little bit more room actually on one of the shelves. So it might be possible that everyone that actually needs to be under grow lights right now could fit on these 2 shelves alone and that tent. Because as you can see, they're pretty big. They'll fit 4 flats worth of plants. So, and some of these actually are coming out of the grow tent and don't need to go back in. A lot of the aloes, I have a mess here pulling all of these out, but some of the aloes and stuff are they're just not needing quite. You can see the coloring on this one. It just doesn't need quite as much sun as it's getting. It's not that they're really hurting them, but so if I need room, I am going to, and we have the kitty again. If I have room, I am going to leave, or if I need the room, sorry, I am going to just leave those out. So we shall see. And of course, all of my epiphytes and stuff don't need to be out. And then I have some that like cooler temperatures that are out in the garage. And when they're kind of semi-dormant and cold and not needing or not getting a bunch of water, they really don't use as much light. And so those guys out there don't need the lights. So I'm thinking I might actually get away with only these top 2 shelves. If not, then I will just work on putting some lights down here and drop them down and hang them down lower, because I have to take apart this entire thing to add another shelf or move this one down further. And I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just too tired. And so that's it for now. I will show you when I progress a bit further. I am making progress on this top shelf here. I have some plants that really like strong light right up against this one here, since it's weaker and they're not right up against it but really close. And then some that don't want quite as close to the lights on this larger space, and then some that want a little more light than the windows, but they're cuttings or beheaded succulents, etc. And then, sorry, it's kind of dark without the lights. And then just different rows here of guys that you can see nestled in here. And I ran out of room, and there's still these guys and a whole bunch more downstairs. So I'm definitely gonna have to rig up this next shelf with lights. But for today, this is all I'm going to do. Possibly for this week. I think I can fit the rest that I immediately need to either in with these or in my grow tent outside, and the rest can wait until a few days later. I'm gonna flip the lights on. And there we have it. These guys are going to be so much happier with more light. Oh my goodness, so much happier. I think that's going to be it for this video today, you guys. I may put a couple more pictures at the end, but I think that's going to be it for this grow tent video. I love this grow tent. Just to go back to showing the tent, I really like it. I really like the vents. I'm gonna get my fan set up in here. I may actually do 2 this year since I'm gonna have all 3 shelves full. And there's a lot of plants in here, and they just like air circulation, and I leave the vents open, all of them. But I'm gonna add my fans in also, and I'll do another video once it's all set up and in a week or so and show you guys. Alrighty, I will talk to you soon, and happy growing.